What do you think? Good. Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday morning, October 1st, 10/1/2020. I'm headed into work for the day. I'm hoping it's not going to be too long of a full day or something like that. I'm hoping I can get out of there a little bit earlier. Today is Grant's birthday, and I sent his mom a text wishing Grant a happy birthday. And I hope he has a good day today. So he's with her this year, and I asked her if she had any plans with or for him, and she said, oh, we'll do cake and presents. And then she said we're gonna go out and get him his fried alligator. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, it's a thing every year for his birthday. Grant wants fried alligator. So I never knew that before. So, and he said, oh yeah, even Logan won't eat it. So, kind of interesting. But, yeah, so last night I spent much and probably almost all of the evening working on the network for the house. So, I had originally built and set up this network, excuse me, at work, and it was for for like a black network, or my own private network I should say, at work. And I named all of the broadcast SSIDs for the Wi-Fi WAP or WAPs. I named them test, WAP, whatever. And I did that so in case anyone ever discovered them or anything like that, they're not like, what the fuck is this? They would just, say like, oh, okay, somebody's testing something out or whatever. The broadcast SSID was turned off. So it was live, but it wasn't like you couldn't see it normally, so to speak. If someone came through with a Wi-Fi scanner or something like that, they would be able to see it. But it was at work for probably, 6-9 months, maybe even longer. You guys were there when I built it, and no one ever discovered it. So, whatever. So I renamed all of the broadcast SSIDs, and I turned, so each WAP is running 3 SSIDs. One is for, I call public use, not wide open by any means, there's a password on it, but for like any normal person is going to use the public one. Then there's the private one, which is on the server VLAN, and I think that one I have turned off so it doesn't broadcast that one. And then I have a camera one. So the camera one is broadcasted or whatever. And what I'm gonna do is, so I have a Wi-Fi security camera. I just got it. It's from Amcrest. And what I need to do is it can only connect to WAPs or SSIDs that are broadcasted. So they have to be visible. So I turned it on, the visibility for the cam VLAN Wi-Fi SSID, connected the camera to it. Now my next step is to try to disable the name broadcasting from broadcasting, and see if the camera still stays connected after it's already been connected, so to speak. And yeah, I don't know if that'll work for the camera or not. I mean, it should. I've done that in the past with other devices and stuff. So we'll see. But I am at the point where I need to terminate the cable for the WAP that I ran. It's going to go in the dining room. I need to put the other end on it. I have the tools and I have all the stuff at the house to do that. And then I need to connect it, plug it in, and actually put it in its final position. And then I I can run the other one into the other spot. That's going to be easier to do in terms of running the cable and all that. Fuck, I might have just gotten a speeding ticket. And then I can pull the plug on the existing Wi-Fi antenna. So the existing Wi-Fi antenna is a Ubiquiti thing, and it's good, it's nice and all that. I just wanted to be able to do more with it and stuff. So then the equipment from work was free, so instead of having to buy more and more Ubiquiti equipment and all that, or Unify equipment, I can just expand it or whatever. Plus the Cisco stuff is cheaper. I mean, I could put an arrow, I think it's called the arrow point, access point, anywhere. Or I could put them throughout the whole house. Alrighty then. So, let me see here. So that's kind of what I was working on yesterday. I know this camera isn't straight, but that's what I was working on yesterday, and I made quite a bit of progress. There's still some more that I need to do. I need to terminate 2 cables. One's for the TV in the front room. One's for the, well, I already mentioned, but for the WAP. And Grant's, I texted Grant's mom when I left for work. I made it to work. But I texted Grant's mom and said, hey, happy birthday, Grant, blah, blah, blah. And she sent me a picture of Grant. I don't know if it'll show up on a hoverboard, they call them. So it's kind of cool, and it looks like it might be a cheaper one. Yeah, that's not the $200-300 one that'll go through grass and stuff. But yeah. So what was I gonna say? So I still have a lot more to do. I got to terminate 2 more cables. I got to plug them in, make sure that they work. One's gonna go onto one of the VLANs, like the server VLAN. So that'll be the television. I want the television to be able to connect directly to the Plex on the intranet instead of going out through the internet. And then what else? And then I should be able to, once I get those WAPs set up, I should be able to kill my old internet. So the whole issue is the modem, the cable modem that we bought. It's an Aris surfboard, and it only has one uplink, downlink, whatever. So there's only one port to feed my network. So right now I have it feeding my existing network, and then my new network plugs into that. So it's kind of like piggybacked or daisy chained, and because of that, it's not quite working in terms of port forwarding and stuff like that. So I need to cut the cord. I need to unplug my existing network completely and then plug in my new network, and then that should basically allow my new network router, it'll be connected directly to the modem. That should then be internet facing. So my router should be able to do the port forwarding and all that sort of stuff then. So we'll see. Yeah, so there's a little bit to do, but I did set up a 3rd camera yesterday. So I mentioned it, but it's a wireless camera, a Wi-Fi camera, and pretty badass. It's a PTZ camera, and it was $25. $25 for a PTZ camera. It's an indoor camera only. I'm gonna probably want, 2 or 3 indoor cameras. So I'd like to put one in the back sunroom, one inside the garage, and then one somewhere else. I'm not sure yet. And but also, like, the whole point too of cutting the cord and moving my new network right or connecting it directly to the modem, then I can also get port forwarding to work with the web interface for the camera system. So the camera system runs on like port 81. I have Plex that needs ports open, and also RDP, so remote desktop. Those are the 3 ports that I have open. So I can't do any of that now. So I'm hoping once I move that network, the existing network, like unplug it and plug in my new stuff, then the port forwarding will actually work properly. There's probably a way to daisy chain it and like direct the traffic all the way through it, but ultimately I only need one setup. What I can do is, in the event of a problem or whatever, I could, tell my parents, like, okay, this cable here, unplug it from here, take this other cable and plug it into that same spot, and you should be good to go. So, yeah, so we'll see, but I'm going to keep both setups. I'll probably just power down the once it's unplugged or whatever to save money. But I'm having an issue too with my UPS. So it's an uninterruptible power supply, and it's a battery-backed system. So when the power blips, power goes out, anything like that, everything plugged into it is supposed to run off of the battery. I mentioned this before. I've talked about it ad nauseum, but it's not working. The UPS that I have. So the UPS that I have, it's a smaller unit. I replaced the battery. I thought it was good. I thought it was great, and it's not. For instance, yesterday we had the power blip 3 times, and it completely kills everything. So, not cool. Not cool. So I had like the phone and all the network equipment plugged into this UPS, and it's just not working. So, I have one at work that's brand new in the box, but it's from 2010. So it's basically never been used. So those batteries are probably shot because they've never been plugged in, charged, anything like that. But all I can do is try it out, I guess. But probably we'll need batteries. And the batteries for these UPSs are like $100 or more. Speaking of spending money, yesterday I also ordered another 10 terabyte Iron Wolf hard drive for my NAS. I think the NAS's capacity is like 21.5 terabytes, and I'm using 21.2 or 3 terabytes. So I'm basically out of space. So I've been putting it off and doing this and doing that. I made the camera system record to some other hard drives that I have. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I gotta expand this thing. Like, I can't fuck around. Like, even when I get a new hard drive, it could take days or a week to initialize it, to add it into the RAID. And so I'm like, I gotta get this ball rolling. So I can't afford another hard drive, but I need another hard drive. So this will be the second one I'm putting in this year. And what I started doing, so I have an 8-bay NAS. I have 6 of the bays populated with drives. So I had bays 5 and 6 had 10 terabyte Iron Wolves. So earlier this year, I replaced the drive in bay 1 with a 10 terabyte. So, they kind of match up drives and all that sort of stuff. And so I can't utilize or realize that full amount of space until I get like an even number of 10 terabyte drives. So right now I have 3 out of 6. So I think I went from, let's say, 20 terabytes to 21 terabytes. So when I add in the new one, I'm guessing I'll go up another 6 or 8 or something terabytes or something. I'm guessing it'll go to 28 total. I'm guessing, I don't know, 26, 28. So yeah, I'm adding a 10 terabyte drive, but I might only gain 5 or something overall. But it's because of the redundancy factor and how they do all their stuff. So the main reason why I'm upgrading the original older drives, like in bays 1 through 4, is because they were lower capacity, but then also they've been in service a lot longer. So those drives have been in service for, I don't even know, like 4 years or something like that. So yeah, 250 or it was like $280 a pop. It's an expensive process, but that's like my thing. Data. You guys know how much data do I make or create with all of this content. So, and speaking of data, I was able to unload the camera. So I unloaded an entire month of September. onto my external, backed it up to my NAS. Well, I think it backed up to the NAS because while it was replicating, the power went out. So I don't know, but yeah, so a lot of fucking data, dude. Now I just need to go through and process all of those. So I might be working on that tomorrow when I'm working from home, just going through and making all of those Sony Vegas edits and stuff, and we'll see. So a lot going on. I'm using this time by myself, this isolation time, to get stuff done that I've been meaning and wanting to work on for a long time. So it's been long overdue. So I got to get into work. Stay tuned for more.